All right. Yes, recording is on. We are official. Hey, my name is Megan Marie. You guys know who I am, and I am joined with Courtney, one of the badass coaches on our team. So today we're going to talk all things coaching. So before I got started, I had no clue what it was, and then once I did find out what it was, I still had no clue because it didn't make sense to me. So we have this platform for you guys basically to get all like the behind the scenes, the 411 on what the heck it is that we do as coaches. So first off, I really want to start with our story because everybody's story with coaching is different. And so I'm going to share mine, Courtney's going to share hers, and then we're going to go into like the nitty gritty of all the stuff behind the scenes that you've probably been asking yourself about. So me and Courtney run the group together. We are very similar, and you're about to see we're both very emotional and very passionate about what we do. So I'm not even going to apologize for any tears that are going to be shed here because that's just who we are, and I'm totally okay with that. All right, so 2016 was when my story started. I was at an absolute rock bottom in my life. I had two little ones, full-time job. That was my dream job, mind you. Was married, house. I had it all. Like I had all the things that, we dream of having, but it wasn't right. My mental health was totally spiraling down. And it kind of came to a point where I was in a meeting with my boss and my coworkers, and my heart started fluttering, kind of like it is now. My heart started fluttering, but then it started to feel tight, and I thought I was dying. My hands, my whole body started to clench up, and just this overwhelming feeling of death. And I know that sounds eerie, but that's what it felt like. And I looked at my boss and I kind of just shook my head, and they called 911. The ambulance came and I got rushed out in the ambulance. I literally thought, and I get emotional because I thought I was dying. Like I literally thought I was dying. Long story short, went through the hospital, so many different tests on my heart, then went to see a specialist, a cardiologist. I was not having a heart attack. I was having a panic attack. My anxiety was through the roof, and I started having these panic attacks daily. Depression was something that I didn't even realize existed. Like I kind of thought when people said, they were depressed, like they were just having a bad day. They were just sad and, they could get out of it. That was me. I'm being totally raw and real with you. That was my knowledge on mental health. And as I started to see more doctors and then include in a therapist, I realized I was clinically depressed. I had hit an absolute low in my life. And after that point, it had spiraled down even more, because then when you realize, oh my gosh, this is my mind that is messing with me, it just makes you spiral worse and went down further. My absolute rock bottom was when I was driving down the crosstown, which if you're in Florida, you know where that is. Driving down the crosstown, there's these big, huge beams in the middle where there's another highway right above you. And I can literally like picture it right now. And I go by it all the time too, which is weird. But I'm going down the road and I have my hands on the steering wheel and I am ready to ride off the road. And then Caleb in the back seat says something. I didn't even remember my kids were in the car. Like I was just ready to end it. I was ready to end it. And he made a sound and I was like, oh my gosh, like, what am I doing? And that's when I put my foot down and I said, okay, something needs to change. Like right now, something needs to change right now. And that's when I found this whole thing of Beachbody, which I had no clue that this was going to help me to the level of which it did. But I knew that one thing that was making me sad was my physical health. I had had two kids, 2 C-sections, gained maybe 90 pounds with each pregnancy and pretty much kept it on. And I felt horrible about myself. I had no mirrors in the house left. I took them all down except for the one in the bathroom. And I turned the light off when I went in the bathroom. So when I hit that rock bottom, I knew one of the things that used to bring me joy was working out and feeling good about myself. So that's what I did. And I got in touch with a coach, a Beachbody coach, and I got into the program and I fought it every single way until that package arrived at my doorstep. I called my coach and I said, okay, no, I'm going to cancel. I'm going to cancel. We're not doing this. I'm going to cancel. She's like, you're not going to cancel. Just give me a month. Give me a month. I'm like, okay. Like, no. And then I got in my head again. Nope, I can't do this. I'm going to fail. I'm going to fail. Long story short, I signed up with a coach account because I was paycheck to paycheck. And this made me max out my last remaining credit card. So I was penny to penny, and signing up with that discount was the only way that I could do it. But I told her, don't ever, and I was very bitter back then, don't ever ask me to coach. I will never coach. So don't. And she said, you don't have to coach. Sign up for the discount, get the discount. It's like, okay. So once that package got there, that was it. I said, yes, I am going to go 100% all in for this first month. Because that day 29, if I don't like it, I can return it and get a refund. Because that's our money back guarantee, is within 30 days if you're not happy. So that was in my head. I already was planning on failing going in. But then magic happened, like crazy magic happened, which is why I always tell everybody to go all in. Because when you do, something shifts in your mind. It just does, and it lights you up. 3 weeks in, 4 weeks in, I was 13 or 14 pounds down. But it wasn't just that. It was like the sense of, oh my gosh, like I can actually accomplish something. And it was that feeling of pride in myself that I hadn't had, I don't know, probably in 4, 5, 6 years prior to that, like basically since having babies. Like I forgot who I was. I forgot that inner joy that I had. And it was really hard to hide. People at work started noticing, like that I was smiling. And it was like one person after another that kept saying, like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And I'm like, I'm just doing fitness. And like, I didn't know. And then I said something to my coach, and she's like, that's what coaches do. We share our journey and we have people come along with us. And I was like, oh, okay. And so it kind of really slowly began where I had my first customers. I didn't really do much like with them because I was working full time. I was working 40 hours a week. My job was an hour away, so 2-hour commute every day. And I had 2 little ones. And my ex at the time wasn't my ex and had 24-hour shifts. So I was basically single momming it a lot. So the customers that I was bringing in, I would talk to them back and forth, like just like I would a friend, and get them into my coach's group. And, that was where we all kind of sat and remained, and, we did our programs, etc. And then I started doing some trainings, because as like the money started to increase, I'm like, okay, this is cool. You know what I mean? So she plugged me into the coach page where we had trainings with other coaches in the network. And it was this one day that I heard Lisa, her name's Lisa, and she's now a friend of mine. I heard Lisa do a call, and she was a dean of a college, and she was telling her coaching story of how she replaced her income. And that's when shit got real for me. My jaw dropped, and I was like, wait a second, a dean of a college makes good money. Like, this could be that. Like it I don't know, it just blew my mind, because I didn't understand. I thought this was just kind of a thing that you could make a couple $100 here, a couple $100 there, which is still amazing, by the way, if you're paycheck to paycheck like I was. But we're talking replacing an income? Like, that was just so I stopped dreaming. Like, I had been in a point in my life where I just stopped dreaming. I was just kind of going a day to day and stopped dreaming about those bigger goals and bigger things. And as those thoughts started to come into my mind about that, I started to realize how much I hated where I was. I was at my dream job, but I was working weekends. I had babysitters, putting my kids to bed at night. I had babysitters bringing my kids to school in the morning. Like, I shifted through so many sitters. I can't even tell you, because nobody wants to come to your house at 5 a.m. in the morning, because that's when my shift was. So it was just like this, like, whoa, light bulb, like this could actually, like, whatever. And so I just went for it. I freaking went for it. And I went hard. So we're talking, in my lunch break for work, I was working. After I put the kids to bed, I was working. And then me doing my own fitness and nutrition, like, that's part of all this. So the number one thing that they ask you to do as a coach is to take care of yourself, which means your fitness, your nutrition. So every single morning I was getting up at 4:15 in the morning before work. and getting in my fitness. I did it all. And I got to that point where I replaced my income. And I got to that point where now I am at home with my kids. No more babysitter putting my kids to bed. No more missing Christmas, because the last year of work, I missed Christmas with my kids. That was enough. No more. So yes, my job was my dream job, but my life changed and things changed, and it's okay. I had to really be okay with that things do change in your life, and you can shift your dreams. You can change your dreams. And my dreams did change. So anyway, so that's where I am today. And now I get to be a coach full time and still be there for my kids. I get to work poolside like I did yesterday, where my kids are, summer and the kids are playing in the pool, and I got to work poolside. I'm still working, but I got to do it poolside while my kids were playing together. So in a nutshell, that's my coaching story. But every single person is different with coaching. Some people come into this with the drive, like they just want to make some money. But for me, I feel like with our team, we're just a little different with how we start. We always start with ourselves first, and then the coaching just kind of happens. Like we almost can't help it, but it happens. So anyway, let me switch over to Courtney, and she's going to share her story with you.
God. Okay. I am a ball of sweat. My hands are so clammy. I'm going to stutter. I'm going to cry. I'm going to stumble over my words, but my story. I went back and forth with this because I didn't know how far I should go back, because realistically, I only started coaching 7 months ago. Like, that's how quick this escalated for me. Like, but I'm going to go back to after I had Cameron, my firstborn. After I got pregnant with her, I gained 82 pounds. And for me, weight was a huge issue for me. It's like, no pun intended, but it weighed me down. It made me feel gross. It made me feel not good about myself. And now that I think back, like, did I really ever feel good about myself even before I got pregnant? And I really don't think I did. I've never had the confidence and strength and ambition that I have now. Like, I am 31 years old, and I am finally just starting to live my life. And so after I had Cameron, I was so depressed. I stayed in my house coach in bed with my baby until noon, 1 o'clock. I did not want to get up and do things. I was just 80 pounds heavier than I was, and I had no drive to even get up and put breakfast into my kid. And like, now that I think about it, and like, now that I have 3 girls and they're all different ages at different times in my life, I see her personality now, and it scares me, because I know that it's because I stayed in bed until noon and 1 o'clock with her. And then there's Abby, and she's just a little spitfire, and then there's Madeline, and she doesn't stay still, because she came at a time in my life where I was actually happy. And you can physically see the difference in my children at each stage in my life. So I was basically depressed for a solid 2.5, 3 years. Like, then I got pregnant again. And I was, not that I was disappointed that I was pregnant, because, I was happy as anything, but I was thinking to myself, like, fuck, I'm going to get to that point where I was when she was first born, and this and that. But it was like something changed. I honestly, I can't pinpoint the exact moment that made me, maybe it was just the fact that I had another kid and I didn't want to happen what happened last time. I can't But anyways, Abby was 4 or 5 months old, and I said, fuck this. And I pressed play on a YouTube video workout. I don't even remember what it was called. I don't even remember what body part I was working, but I moved and I sweat and I felt so friggin' like that high you feel after a workout. I felt that, and I was just like, fuck, I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna do this again tomorrow. And I put my sneakers on, and I still have that same pair of sneakers, and I refuse to throw them away, because when I first started, I found that putting sneakers on, I was like, hey, I got to do something like that. I don't know why. And now I work out bare feet. So like things change, but I got to that point where I just said, fuck this. And I had to do it. I didn't have a choice, and I was seesaw, and I would stop. I had basically had zero weight loss, honestly. But the movement, the sweat, it helped my depressed brain and my anxious mind. It helped so much that I just kept going. And then, believe it or not, one of my girls, now I was one of her girls. And she messaged me and she was like, hey, did you ever hear of Beachbody? And I was just like, well, yeah, I've heard of it. Like, she's like, you're fucking joining. And I was just like, fine, sign me up for the 3-month. I'll do the free trial. And I like, what workout? I'm pretty sure it was 21 Day Fix I started with. That's usually the one that people go for. So I did it, and I felt good, and I started to see weight loss, and I just felt really freaking good. Then I stopped again and got pregnant again. And I was at that point in my life, I started I went to college. I went to get my early childhood education, and I was in the best shape of my life. I felt amazing. Then I got knocked up, and I instantly went into that depressed state again, because I was like, are you serious? Like, I'm finally trying to take control of my life and this happens. Not that I regret it. Oh my God, I would never say that. But that's how my mind works. And it changed me. And I had the baby, and I don't know what it was, but I didn't stop. I had the baby. 6 weeks later, I had my postpartum checkup. And as soon as the doctor said, okay, work out, I did barbelling 3 times in a row. Dropped all my fucking baby weight, every single bit of it. I made my post, my journey. I did that. Got a message from Megan. She was like, girl, do you ever think about coaching? And at that point, I was like, oh my God, what is she going to tell me right now? But she's like, no, just try it. And I blew her off. And I was like, no, I don't want to. Like, I am such an introvert. Like, don't talk to me. Don't make me phone anybody. I don't even want to order a pizza. Like, please don't do that to me. And she's like, girl, you're doing it already though. Like, she said that post, she said, how many people just messaged you? And I was like, well, a few. And they want to know what she's like, there you go. You're being a coach. And then she mentioned the discounts. And I was like, oh, you mean I can get 25% off Energize? And that sold me. Like, that shit is magic. And as soon as I knew that, I was like, oh, okay, I'll get some. So anyway, that was only in November. It hasn't even been a year yet. And as soon as I started coaching, it lit me up. It literally sparked something inside of me that I never knew even existed. Like, I've never been so passionate and full of fucking joy in my entire life. Like, my favorite part, besides all of you amazing, wonderful people that have came into my life and just, my favorite part is how it holds me accountable. If I wasn't a coach, if I didn't have people watching me or counting on me, I would have quit already. I would have still been in that seesaw state of, you know, shit, I'm depressed. But I'm getting stumbling over my words now. I told you this was going to happen, but that's what, like, I didn't start coaching at rock bottom. That's almost kind of the difference between me and Megan. I wasn't there. I got myself out of there, but it was because of Beachbody that I did get myself out of there. And it was because of my girl Kayla that got me out of there. And I still thank her to this day for doing that. And then her life changed and she wasn't a coach anymore. And I was just like, okay. So, but it's just, it lifts me up. It makes me happy. It's funny to think about because I'm so enclosed and I am not, like, my best friends will tell you, I am not a free spirit. I am not somebody who just jumps and does something. Like, I have questions. I have like 25 questions. And if, like, I want them answered, and I'm like, okay, well, what do I bring? What do I wear? How do I get there? Like, do I go this way? Do I go that way? Like, but with this, like, I just fucking go for it. And I never ever thought that Courtney Strong would ever do something like that. Like, I just go for it. And it is seriously, in like I said, it has only, like, I don't count this month, but December, I didn't even really start any. It really only happened in February. Hey, like, that's when it really started to fire up. And so let's say for the last 5.5, 6 months, it has gotten to that point where I don't think I have to go back to work in September. Like, I get to stay home with my 3 fucking kids and not have to get up and take them to school and daycare and go to a job and pick them all up and come home and do the supper at bedtime and then wake up the next day and fucking do it all over again. I don't have to do that. Like, I honestly, with the little extra income that I am already getting right now, without even putting myself into coaching even more, I already can comfortably stay home. I really could, but it's not enough. And I am going to push myself and get to that point because I know I can now, because this has literally brought out every good aspect, and it's brought out everything that I was holding back inside of me. I was holding on and I was scared. I let fear and depression and anxiety get in the way of things that I wanted. And now, because I am taking care of myself, I am working out every day, I am involved with the best community of people that I have ever been a part of. And it is the best feeling in the entire world. And I am so fucking excited to see myself a year from now, because it is going to be insane. Like, it's going to be insane. I'm going to be that person that people are, no, you see her, she's not working. And I'm like, yeah, but I got bank. And I get to work from home and I get to be with my babies. And if I want to, I don't have to work today. I can wait until they're all in bed and I can do my shit 2 hours before I go to bed. Like, anyways, I think that is all. I really don't know.
And so now you know why I partner with this girl and why we run groups together. We are like the same. We live on different sides of the universe, but we are the same. And that is one of the most insanely amazing things about coaching, is you get to connect with people that are like you that you never would have met. And now seeing us now, people that see me think I'm an extrovert, think, I can go like Courtney said, and just go and do things. Me and Courtney are exactly the same in how we used to be. Like I would never picture myself talking in front of like a social media. No, like there was
Right? Like
no
that's like even with my
way.
stories, I'm just like, you know what? You don't fucking like it, don't look. And I have never been like that before. Like, you don't like it, change the channel. I don't care.
Yeah,
And
I know.
what a freeing feeling that is. It
Yeah.
really is. And it's coaching that has made me so extroverted
And it's
because
so funny. I had
I'm
that
not.
conversation with Courtney and I said, okay, you need to start doing some stories because she was starting her story, sharing her journey. That's part of what
But
we
I would never
do.
talk.
She would never talk. And I didn't even
I
know what
have a
her voice
Cape Breton
sounded like.
accent.
I'm like, you got to start talking. She's like, I don't like my voice. And then she started talking. I'm like, oh my gosh, your voice is amazing. I could listen to you like all day. Like what? So it's funny. Our own insecurities are somebody else's like thing that they like love.
Yes.
So
Yes.
it's crazy how those things come out. But so you can see how stories are totally different from each other. But I will say, like being a part of the Joygym, we do attract a lot of very emotional people. So just be aware that's who we
Yeah.
are. All right, let me get into like the nitty gritty of kind of who can coach and all of that kind of stuff. So, all right, let me get my notes because that's where I have to like, make sure I touch on all the points. Number one, who can coach? Anyone that's over the age of 18. If you're in the US, Canada, UK, France, and we're expanding every single year to new areas. So that's right now. Who is able to coach? How much is coaching? Because I get that question a lot. People think that it's a lot of money. A lot of different network marketing companies, they do require you to have a big initial investment. We don't. The initial investment that you make in Beachbody is your own. So I always like, I start every single customer, I start them with a challenge pack. That's your fitness and nutrition. So that's the same thing that is going to waive your coach fee. So there's a $40 coach fee to get started. But if you buy a challenge pack, that fee's waived. So if you have already been a customer and you bought a challenge pack and then you want to become a coach, you pay the $40 and then you fill out the form and you get the money returned back to you. So that's waived. Okay. There is then on your second month and every month after, there is a business service fee. For the US, it's $15.95. For Canada, it's $20.64. I will make a note, if you are military or ex-military, that fee is waived. However, that fee then covers, anything in the back office. Like we don't keep inventory. We don't ship stuff out to people. We don't do any of that. If that was required, I would fail in this business. Everybody that knows me long enough, like I won't say it because Courtney knows, but whatever. She's not supposed to. I've got something sitting there on my desk that I was supposed to mail out to Courtney like a month ago. It's still sitting right there. So, oh, sorry. But I suck at that stuff. So that's a really awesome thing with our company is we don't do any of the shipping. That business service fee that you pay is going to handle all of that stuff for you. It's going to have everything in a background platform to where all our customers are organized. Everything is done for you. That discount or that monthly fee also gets you the 25% off. So after you become a coach, everything you order will be 25% off, which is really freaking nice. And there's no tie to it. It's the same as being a customer. If you want to cancel, cancel. It's the same exact thing. There's no requirement to stay in for 3 months or 6 months or whatever. There's a lot of other things that other companies do. We don't do that. So if you want to cancel, you just cancel. Okay. All right. So that's who and how much. A military waiver. What we do behind the scenes. I think that's where people really are like, what the heck do you actually do? So the stuff that you do see, you see us sharing in our posts, you see us sharing in our stories, everything. We share the fitness, we share nutrition, we share a lot of different things. And it looks different for every single coach because every coach is allowed to share their journey how they want and allowed to live their journey as you want. So if you want to be the coach known for eating her donuts and getting fitness in too, then you do that. If you want to be the coach that's all about like getting the ripped abs, you do that. You do it how you want to. And then the cool thing is you attract other people. Like if you're super into fitness, you're going to attract other people that are super into fitness. But the thing is, you just do your journey the way you want to do it and you share it. And I think that's the thing that a lot of people get very nervous about, is sharing your journey. In the beginning, I mean, I'm 5 years in. So what I do now looks so different from what I did 5 years ago. 5 years ago, I would do like a picture. This is my Energize, but a picture of me with my Energize cheese in a dark room and all, whatever, and super salesy. But who cares? That was what I did. That was in the beginning. I didn't know what I was doing. But that's what it is. But we have trainings for all that stuff, and we teach you like as we go, like how to share. But truly, like, it is just you're sharing your journey. And I share a lot of stuff in between of what I'm going through, because I feel like through our struggles, we can then help somebody else get over their struggles. Even if they're never joining our Joygym family, we get to touch other people with the things that we get to overcome.
There's always someone out there that can relate to you. Always.
Absolutely. And that's what is the beauty about coaching. We all have different struggles, which means we can help all different people. Like Courtney will impact different people than I impact. So it's just kind of a beautiful thing. All right, so aside from sharing our journey, then how do we actually get customers? So first, I ask you, if you are a customer, how did your coach reach out to you? Were you watching their journey and you messaged them, or they messaged you? Like, if you think back on it, it probably wasn't your coach like just cold messaging saying you need to go buy this, because that's not how we run on our team. We don't do it that way. We get to know you first, and we get to know what your challenges are, and then we help you through them. But basically, we're sharing our journey on stories and posts. Anybody that likes, comments, or views our stuff, we reach out to and we connect with them, and to see if this might be something that would help them with what they're going through. So that's how we make those connections and have those conversations. In a nutshell, we're professional friend makers. We go and find the people that we connect with and that we can then help, because that's what you do with your friends, right? Like, you connect with your friends and you help them when they're struggling. They help you they help you when you're struggling. Tongue tie. So you just help each other, and that's literally what we do. And inside of our Joygym, this is the cool thing, where you can run your groups however you want. I personally work full time as a coach, so I am able to run this group and have anybody that is, a coach on my team invite into that, for people that are working, for people that don't have a life, like don't have time in their life where they can run their own group. Or me and Courtney just freaking like doing it together. Like, our vibe is freaking amazing. And if she ever leaves me, I will literally lose my mind. So we run the groups together. So it's a shared effort of what we do in there. But it's up to you, the amount of work you want to do. If you want to run your own group, you go, and we will teach you how to run your own group. However, you are always welcome to join in the Joygym. Like, everybody is welcome in our Joygym. Okay, so all the trainings. Let's talk about trainings. You will have access to too many trainings. I will just say that there is like so much training, it'll like rock your world.
I'm not even halfway through it yet.
I know. It's like, I have very basic level training in our team page. We have a private page for our team where you do it on your time. And when you need help, we're there. We will always be there to help you. And then there's upper level training as well. So I'm a part of a leadership training that I do on top of that basic level training. So there's, no matter what rank you are, what level you are, how long you've been in, there's always somebody that can help get you to that next spot that you want to get to. So that's training. Let's see. We run the group. All right. I think that's it. Let's start talking misconceptions. All the things that you thought a coach needed to be, have, or whatever. And that's what has held you back from coaching in the past. I'm going to name a couple that I thought, and Courtney, if she has different ones, she can share some that were different for her. But number one for me was, I thought I had to be at my goal weight. I thought that the only way a coach, was successful was if they started when they were at their goal weight. And because I saw my coach at the time was ripped. I mean, like shredded. You could like, oh my gosh, she was so cut. And so that's what I had in my head of what you had to be. That is not what you have to be. Like when I first started, I had lost 14 or whatever pounds when I started actually coaching. But that was 40 pounds ago. So and to say a goal weight now, I don't even think of that anymore because there's no number on the scale that makes me happy. It's how I feel. There's definitely been an involvement with how I coach and how, I am with my own health, but there is no goal weight. There are successful coaches that start, their journey where they're 100, 200 pounds above what their goal weight are. And they're still successful because they're sharing their journey and they are connecting with other people where they are at. So there's no goal weight. There's no look that you have to have. It's not. So get that part out of your head. The second thing that really held me back was social media. I thought you had to have a big following. I didn't even have an Instagram when I first started. That really dates me, by the way. But I didn't have an Instagram, and I had 200 and I think 20 to be exact. I think I had 220 friends on Facebook. And so I had really nothing. Like once I went through my warm market of people seeing me, I was like, oh my gosh, like, what do I do? But now y'all, like I have over 10,000 people on my Instagram account. My Facebook is maxed out with my friends. Like it just happens and you learn how to do it. We don't leave you out there to dry and like, just go figure it out yourself. Our team is very hands-on and we help each other. Okay.
That's my favorite part, because if I have trouble or I'm scared to do something, like, because I'm still a new coach. So there are things that I find very scary to do, like message strangers. But it's so fun. It really is.
Yeah. Hi, Manny. and once you rip that Band-Aid off of doing something, like it's just like, oh, what did I think this was so hard for? This isn't hard.
And you feel so good afterwards. You're just like, yeah. And then you do it again and again. And anyway.
And you get empowered. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like without a doubt. But those are my big two. I have a couple other misconceptions, but what do you have anything specifically that you thought about coaching that it's not?
I thought it took up a lot of time. Yeah. I basically thought it was a job. It is a job, but I thought it was like an 8-hour day thing where you had to be here and do this at a certain time and do this and do that. But it's not. You literally work around your life and do it when you can.
Yep.
So like the effort you put in depends on how much you make, obviously. You're only putting in a little bit of effort. You're only going to make a little bit. And that's the same with anything that you do. You only put a little effort in, you're only going to get a little bit back.
Right.
If you kind of sort of do it, you kind of sort of get results. That's so. And another thing was the cost. Yeah. I thought it was expensive. And like you said, like with other MLM things, like you have to pay out like $400 or $500 up front. And who the fuck has $400 or $500 up front? I don't. Right. But there was that. And what really stopped me from saying, okay, screw it, was I didn't think I would make money. I was just like, I'm not going to make money on this, but whatever, I'll sign up for the discounts. And I made one post. I got people messaging me, hey, I want that. Mm-hmm. Boom, $40. Boom, another 40. Boom, another 40. I'm just like, all right. And then I got a paycheck, and you get paid every Thursday. And you're just like, what? Like I message Jamie, I'll tell Jamie, or if he's not home, I'll message him and be like, hey, guess what my pay was today? And he's just like, oh yeah, baby, what was it? And like, he's just like pumped. He's just like, good for you. Like you're literally just taking care of yourself and getting paid to do it, because people get so interested in what you're doing because you are so happy. Happiness is so contagious, and the people that want to shit on your happiness need this more than they even realize. That's what I've realized myself. So, but I really did. I thought it took up a lot of time, and I didn't think that my little introverted self, full of anxiety, cries making a phone call, ordering pizza, would be able to do this. Like I'm not joking when I say I cry when I have to, like I literally say, hey, what do I say? And mom's like, you want a large pizza? And I'm like, yeah, but do I say hi first? Do I say, can I place an order? Like, do I just say, hi, can I have a pizza? Like, that's how I am. I'm such an anxious person. And but trust me when I say this, it's not even like that. Like, you get so out of your comfort zone and you just crush things. Like, my entire life has changed. My kids are happier. My husband cannot keep his hands off of me. We have never been happier. We've been together for 10 years. Like, and because of this, he can comfortably work from home, not making out west money. And he fucking got a job home to work home so he can be home with us every single night. And that is the biggest change in my life since I've started this. Like, he's seeing what I'm getting every Thursday and he's just like, hey, well, we're good then. That's the extra money that I would make out west after I bought my flight there and back and stuff. And I'm just like, yeah, yeah. Like, I mean, not that he doesn't make good money because he is a professional driver and stuff, but it's because of this that he doesn't have to go out west and make his out west money. Like, we are not living paycheck to paycheck anymore. Like, my daughter wants something or needs something, or it's green day or orange day at school tomorrow. Fuck, I need to go get a t-shirt. I literally used to scrounge, or I would have to call my mother and say, hey, Ma, do you have $10? That's how poor and broke we were. That's how paycheck to paycheck we were. I had to borrow $10. Like, it gives me fucking goosebumps because I would have never, like, you're in high school, you graduate, okay, let's go to college, let's go do this, and we'll get a career, and we'll work 9 to 5, we'll do our job, and Monday to Friday, blah, blah, blah. And then, like, how is this even real? How? Because it blows my freaking mind that I wake up with money in my bank every Thursday. And I'm like, there's more to it than just taking care of yourself, obviously. But that's what I'm doing. I'm growing. My mind is growing because of coaching. I am learning things. I am fueling myself with knowledge. And if I don't know something, I reach out and I ask, or I will find the answer to it because that's who I am now. I'm happy-go-lucky, fucking, okay, let's do it, Courtney, instead of, oh, I don't want to. Like, but that, I know it seems crazy and everything, but that's how much it has changed my entire life. Everything has changed. I want to wear the bathing suit. I want to go outside and do the things and just scream at the top of my lungs because I am so outgoing now. And it's because of coaching. It has brought me out of that shell that I have been hiding under for 30 fucking years. Like, back to my story, even before I got depressed and all that, I was not living a life. I was existing every day. Just, okay, I got to go do this. I got to go to school. Okay. All right, let's do this. You know what I mean? But now I wake up, I have purpose. I'm just like, I can't wait to go in that group and cheer on my girls. That to me makes my entire day. It is literally what I look forward to. I wake up and I know it's a bad habit to have, but I wake up, I look at my phone and the first thing I do is I open the group because I know there's a post from Megan at 6 a.m. and I'm just like, yep. And then I see the sweat thread and I'm just like, oh my God, I have such a big fire under my ass. And I know that, like, not to toot my own horn, but I'm fucking tooting it. I'm tooting it. And those girls are in that group because of me, because of what I shared, because of the things that I did every single day. They wanted it too. And now they are thriving. And as a coach, your heart literally feels like it is going to burst. And I know Megan is sitting there like just in the biggest emotional state right now because it's because of her that I'm like this right now. She is the reason that I have come out of my shell. She brought me to coaching, and I am forever and always will be thankful for you. You are the best human I have ever met in my life, and you have made me the best human I have ever met in my life. And I'm so fucking thankful. So thankful. And I'm telling you, if you're on the fence about it, just do it. And if you don't like it after a month of trying, you don't have to do it anymore. Like, it's just, you have nothing to lose. You have nothing to lose and so much to gain. Like, just listen to me. It's the passion. The passion is there, and you can't help it. You really can't help it, because you're just so happy from within. It fucking throws up everywhere, and you don't care. And
So,
anybody that tries to get in your way, you're just like, no, go away. Like,
it's like something like what you're explaining. If somebody just like listened to what you're talking about, they would think you're talking about some hobby or some passion that you have that's like not your job. Like, it's just some passion. But here's the thing, like, you can make an income doing this. And and so that's the part that mind blows me, like, because I used to hear a lot of coaches say, like, even if I didn't make money, I would still do it. And I was like, really? And then I got into doing it, and I was like, yes, like, just like Courtney, I go, and when I need inspiration, I go into that freaking group and I get my inspiration. I get my motivation from the girls in there. Just because we run the group doesn't mean anything. We are all in there together.
That is my accountability group too. That's not a group that I run. That is my accountability group.
Yeah, absolutely. But we do actually get to make money, which is freaking incredible.
Well, how many times have I messaged you and was like, Megan, my pay tomorrow, I'm blown away right now.
Yeah.
Right?
And so that's like, we love helping other people with their health and their fitness, and our heart bursts when like there's those transformations. But as a coach, when you have Courtney coming to you saying the size of my paycheck just did this, and for my life, it's another sort of just proud moment that you got to have that ripple effect for. So on that note, I'll finish up with just a little bit of how we actually make money, because that is a part of what we do, and it is like an amazing part of what we do for different levels. Like, if you're somebody like me that wanted to replace an income, but also if you're just somebody that wants to contribute to your family, if you're somebody that wants to pay for your own journey, like whatever it is, there's no part that you have to be at with coaching. You do what you want to do, and we'll support you in that. So that being said, how we make money, there's actually a couple different ways that we make money. We make money with commissions. So basically, anybody that signs up with, doesn't matter, a bot account, a 3-month bot account, energize, because everybody in their life needs energize and they just don't know it yet, because it is what fuels us. So whatever it is that they're getting from you, you set them up with what we call a share cart. It's super easy. You enter in their email, their name, you pick the program, product, whatever it is, and it sends it to their email, and they order, and you make a commission based off of their order. So that's the commission side of things. If you're looking to replace an income, if you're looking to make 6 figures, when you're talking about those kind of things, that's when you're building a team. So that's when you have other coaches that are also bringing on other customers. And that's when the ripple effect just explodes. And you make what we call like a residual or a cycle bonus. I would explain it in a training a little bit more in depth. But basically, you're not working harder and you get to make more. So you're supporting your coaches, you're training your coaches how to then bring in customers and expand that. Because if it was up to you to have like 50 customers come in that month, I mean, it would be a full-time plus job, and you would be exploding with overwhelm. But if you have like 5 coaches that are each bringing in 5 people and whatever, you didn't do, an explosion level of work, but you're getting the same amount of volume coming in, and you're making more money. So it all depends on what level you want, but there's the commission, there's the cycles, and then there's the bonuses. The bonuses are amazing. So we do quarterly bonuses. So each quarter, the company, in the profits that it makes, it splits those profits amongst other coaches that reach certain levels. So basically you're rewarded for reaching different levels. So the first quarterly bonus for our first level is around 900 a quarter. The next bonus for that next rank up is around 2,000 to 3,000. So you get that bonus and the $900 bonus every quarter when you hit those levels. And it just keeps going up to the higher level bonuses, and you get all of the ones below. So there is an incredibly like diverse way of how we make an income with this. Whether you want it to be like a retail shop and just have your commissions, you can do that. You can absolutely do that. You don't have to build a team. But if you are wanting to take it to the next level, we also have that ability of how to make money. So the possibilities are endless. If you want to make 7 figures, you can get there with this business. This business model is absolutely incredible. We've been around forever. Our CEO is just incredible with his innovation. There's always new things coming, and we are always like on the top of the business of being in fitness. Like we are just cutting edge all the time with what we're doing. And it just inspires us as a coach to have a CEO of that caliber believe in us and believe in the programs and believe in this company. So that's the last thing that we were going to talk about was income. So if you guys have other questions, reach out to us. We will absolutely answer whatever other questions you have, and hopefully we get you started and get you into the Joygym. Let me stop this recording. Have a great day.
Bye.
Okay.